Set us up and lead us with a prayer, Vic.
Uh, well, I thank Yahweh, Yeshua, set apart spirit for keeping all of us alive, bringing us together to represent the Most High, gaining knowledge from His Word. I pray that we find His true message in what we read, and His true message in the path we walk every day. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, we're doing this so late entry into the soulful Sabbath reading, but it's still in there. No time like most high time. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in, making time for that. The warriors are showing every time we do this that there's a link being put in your spiritual armor, your mail, your chain, camo, a sticker. Now we're getting to this level. We go around real quick. Um, but before we start reading, right, and we can have that most high moment that you felt was like of the week, that you felt was of worth and notable, right? And then from there, we go right into the reading. So anybody want to share a most high moment? And real quick, for those of us, I mean, somebody's gonna hear this down the line in the future. Per se, we don't know our children, right? Well, y'all children, right? But like most high moments, really is a point where you identify that the situation was bigger than you, right? It was. Some people say it was a miracle, right? Some people use those words. Some people say, "Hey, good luck, great fortune," right? Um, those of us that are in tune, those of us that understand, we're just travelers here. We're just getting to a destination, right? We truly, really know nothing but what he provides us, right? And we see in our ancestors when we read these books of these chapters, again, then we see that he made some provisions. He furnished his people, King Dawid a kingdom, right? King Saul a kingdom, right? You know what I'm saying? Job had land. He had children, beautiful children. So this is not something of a destitute energy. But what we're saying is that we know the power is in the faith, right? Not in the currency is the faith, not in the actual whatever bill that they have today. The bill could lose currency tomorrow. It could lose value tomorrow, but the faith will never. We can only strengthen it and or weaken it, but that's where the value is in the spiritual realm. So, with that being said, anybody?
You got anything, Dave?
I mean, I don't even know.
Okay,
Waking
okay.
up every day is a most high moment.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Bring it on.
But I don't think I had like anything that stood out this week.
You.
You for me, similar to what David said, yeah, he's still alive, good health. And I know it's a Sabbath, but thanks to the side that I was able to get affiliated on Twitch.
So,
What's that mean? Break that down for those of us old heads in the chat room.
Basically, I started making money from streaming now.
Oh, get out of here. Good congratulations, sir. Yeah, on the
to,
Sabbath day too. Yeah, it's a moment for you. That's a moment.
that's
So did it happen
amazing.
already or? or did they tell you today that you can?
No, it happened. I think yeah, I think it's sometime this week.
Beautiful. That's a most high moment for you,
Yeah,
sir.
this week or last week.
Most high moment. That's a, for you. Now you can really prove me more. It's like I'm playing. People do. She hear me. She hear me. Let me not start with that. Let me not start with that. Okay. So I guess nobody's sacred. I guess, right? So sliding off to me, my most high moment really was a culmination of the week where I can start feeling the distance between myself and the people around me. Like as I start to hone in on the word, I'm fortunate enough now, taking what you guys are saying because I was there, just being proud to be up, just being glad to wake up to see the next day, and not being gone as a sinner, right? Not being gone as a lawless person. Like I got another day to make right. I love that. And in that, like when you start multiplying that, I started to jump into Matthews, right? Matthew, and starting to find Yahya, starting to find the direction of our King, hearing his voice, the messianic voice, right? And setting that apart from what everybody else is telling me. And it's not even enough for me to talk about what they were talking about because it was nothing. The pinnacle of it is what Abiba's best friends that grew up like her sister um, decided to call me on the lowest people days, like when people were chastising me and oh man, no, if you whatever, right? She calls me out the blue, and I'm like, whoa, family. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been asking you guys to come visit. I mean, it's a big deal, and I know it's important. If I come visit, it's a big deal. Us just being around each other, it's a big deal. So, she came down, with her husband, and her husband came down with a group. And I'm grateful that her husband had the need to come out, like be out in the economy. They called, she reached out. I went to go pick her up, and the energy that was there, like seeing somebody that knew you since you was a child, like that's like me coming to see you, big. Like, is this energy there? Like seeing you with your fan doing your thing, like energy, right? So that energy was just enough to just rejuvenate my spirit. You feel me? Like and so like the battery is getting weaker. Like, Father, where am I find this energy, right? I don't divest it in women anymore because they're the whirlwind, and it's okay. You know what I mean? But I'm more disciplined with love, right? Like I don't want to put it out there unnecessarily now. Before I used to throw caution to the wind, and taking all those steps, I feel a lot stronger as far as like my armor is strong. Like even though today I'm tired, yeah, there was more drinking. I get it, right? And because I walked away from drinking as much, right? I feel it in my body when I do drink because I had asked the Most High prior, like, help me with this. So it's like a series of Most High moments, series of green lights, right? That I've been catching. It's the best way. You're going down a city block, several city blocks, and you've just been fortunate enough to catch every green light till you reach your destination. Those are things I put together like most high moments. Like every green light is a hallelujah, thank you. Every green light. So when you can start to catch those green lights, gentlemen, even those quarter miles between the light, gentlemen, that's going to be beautiful, right? Like almost like you being flashed and everything starts to slow down for you. My enemies were here. I set the table for my enemies. I'm sitting here and my enemy asked me for, and I was like, you're welcome. Come on in. Supposedly, and my enemy didn't even know how to be cool. He wanted to push it to the part where he couldn't go. And instead of saying, hey, enemy, you have to leave, like, I challenged the enemy up, do better. And that's when the demon came out of him. The Most High put me in a position where I could see demons. So I don't see, oh, if, when Uncle Derry, I mean, yeah, whatever. When Uncle Derry was acting like that, I could see the demon, right? I'm like, oh, that's the lust spirit. Okay, that's the spirit of grotesque. That's the spirit, the perverse spirit, right? Okay. Now I saw it now I can start to name him. Oh, that's Anzimonius. Okay, that's Beelzebub, right? Oh, that's the spirit of covetousness, right? There's these demons got names that they hid and they rebrand in like TV shows and movies, and you're like, oh, it's cool to be the Kraken or the Cross, right? When these was demons. And when I say demons, it's disembodied souls or, right, beings that's not human. Because you're starting to find a lot of evidence of that, not only in scripture, right? Scripture just try to carry up and get you away from it, but people are digging up like where these giants come from, right? People gonna start to get when they start letting you know everything they find, like they're gonna start showing more beings where it's like, wait, this being got a body of an elephant or a body of a bear and legs of a man. How's that possible? Right? You're gonna find that you're gonna be like, whoa, there were beings that lived in the sea. Okay, yeah. You be like, oh, duh, fishes. No, like beings that could communicate with each other, could build society, can do math in their sea math language, right? That can build civilizations all underwater. No matter how that looks like, that's theirs, right? You're gonna once all those get revealed, after we all get a chance to read our book of life. So yes, string these most high moments together. Because when they open up your book of life, when they check you out, you want this echoed. You want this recording to be like, yeah, I remember the most high. And you want somebody to be like, yo, he did big you up there. He did do this here. He did take the side. You want that because that's law. That's order, right? When we have, I see, and it's like now I'm not mad at glitch. It was the demon in glitch I was trying to get out. It was Adam. We're the sons of Adam. Guess what Adam did? He put too much faith in his woman. He gave her 50, right? Just like what he said. He gave her 50% option of where he was gonna go. That belongs to the Most High, all of it, 100% of it. You go to the Most High. Hey, you tell me where to go. No woman should tell you. If a woman is telling you where to go, it should be your mama. And after a certain age, you've seen that with us and Mima. You're gonna see that yourself, big. After a certain age, it's you taking the lead. Like you said, you become the man of the house. That's the natural order. So yes, if you're rolling with the Most High, chaos is not gonna be something you want to be about. That's a demonic possession. You don't want to find strength in chaos. No, okay, yeah, you can find calm in chaos. You can find peace in chaos because you're a child of peace. But those of us that's living with splits minds, demonic minds, they use all these psychological terms to really hide different levels of demonic possession. And if you let those terms dictate, they can be corrected with drugs instead of having a spiritual cleansing from the inside out. I'm in Matthias and I'm hearing Yahya taking out. Our king was take. He has so much compassion for his people. Think about if we his sheep. Some of us were bad shepherds, and I hate to say that, but we were. Meaning we took our sheep and led them astray, gave them on to demons. Yahya came and cleansed us. I mean, anointed us. You know what they talking about the anointed? That's like we get cut sometimes. You get a sheep will get cut. Spirit walking in the spiritual oasis. That anointing helps heal your cut. It's like an ointment. Be anointed. And our king is represented not only as a lion, because he unifies the belts. He bring all Yasharel back. Yasharel splintered. He unifies them. And even under unification, it's a lion and a lamb, a wounded lamb. If that's not love, his image in eternity is a wounded lamb for a point because of the sacrifice he did for you, for us, to get us back. Not from the Most High, no, from death, the second death. He went to go get a key. Like when you start piecing these together, you could say it's a beautiful story, right? But the moment you start to believe and enter, it's even more of a beautiful story. He went to go to the other side. I had to have a human experience to get to that side, to break that dimension. Grab a key so all of us can break that dimension. All of us wasn't caught in the snares of the deceiver. Because we've been lied to since we came here. But now we know the truth. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to go so long, but I just want to thank the Most High for every moment of that lesson. All right, into the reading we go.
It's gonna be 443.
Oh, snap. Quick with it. Was that Pooh that said that?
Nope.
I
I
think
get
so.
fast. Shoot, I didn't get to open up the book yet. Like I messed up. What order you gentlemen want to go in today?
I'll go
I'll go
first.
second.
I'll hit it up again.
The spirit of Master Yahweh is upon me, because Yahweh has anointed me to bring good news to the meek. He has sent me to bind up the broken hearted, to proclaim release to the captives, and the opening of the prison to those who are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of vengeance of our Elohim, to comfort all who mourn, to appoint unto those who mourn in Sion, to give them embellishment for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, and they shall be called trees of righteousness, a planting of Yahweh to be adorned. And they shall rebuild the old ruins, raise up the former race, and they shall restore the ruined cities, the waste of many generations.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the foreigner be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But ye shall be called priests of Yahweh, and servants of our Elohim shall be said of you. Ye shall consume the strength of the nations, and boast in their esteem. Instead of your shame and reproach, they rejoice a second time in their portion. Therefore, They take possession a second time in their land. Everlasting joy is theirs. For I, Yahweh, love right ruling. I hate robbery for a sin offering, and I shall give their reward in truth, and make an everlasting covenant with them.
And their seed shall be known amongst the nations, and their offsprings in the midst of the people. All who sees them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed of Yahuwah has blessed. I greatly rejoice in Yahuwah, and my beings exults in my Elohim, for he has put garments of deliverance on me. He has covered me with the robe of righteousness. As a bridegroom deck himself with ornaments, as a bride adorns herself with her jewelry. For as the earth bring forth its bud, and as the garden cause the seeds to shoot up, so does the Master Yahuwah cause righteousness and praise to shoot up before all the nations.
Damn.
Then
I think that's pretty self
Second that one in.
explanatory.
another thing I want to start adding. Shoot, what did you say? I'm sorry, Super.
I just said I'll second that one in.
We got to start, or we should. There's another way we need to start taking this. Not only are we the detectives, right, going back into time, we have to remember that as we read, right, there's things that's going on of the day, things that's going to go on of the time of Yeshua, and things that's going to go on, like, that's going to be revealed in Revelations. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, how do I say it? You got to look at these as if you're looking at cycles in a wheel, right? And you're going, remember, this is our time machine. You're going back into a certain, you're like in multiple time zones. So this is for those, like, mind you, in that era, this is like, that's why I got to start tracking when we do this again. What time period was this when this prophet was talking, right? Because he's not only talking to the people in front of him, he's setting up for future generations. And then it's crazy because it's like, and I'm repeating myself just to make sure for effect. There's generation prior to Yahya coming, prior to the Messiah, right? Because there's not going to be another one until that. Like here, they're talking about the one to come of the seed of David, right? And even in between then, there was wars, there was fight, there was people with the name. There was people that had Messiah type. Like if we study the book of Maccabees, these guys went to war. It seemed like, and they was with the, like, they detailed the war in between those times, and they was kicking butt. But you understand, like, it's almost like watching like a series, but you know where it's gonna go, and you just caught it in like in the second or third episode or second season or something like that, and it's like 8 or 9, right? You know that there's gonna be more of these to come, but these characters, these people, physically, they can go. The bones can be dry. The Most High will come back and put it together and breathe life into it. So they was like, "Oh, are you the spirit of?" This is when Yahya, are you the spirit of? Because they're looking for that energy again. Because they was getting a butts kick as a nation since then. But look what they're telling you. That's like Mima saying, "Hey, y'all gonna be rich." You're like, "Okay, when's it gonna happen?" Right? They're telling you all the world gonna respect you, blah, blah, blah. And mind you, you catching heck. This is probably under the time of the first, like when the Northern Kingdom left. So can you imagine, like, you guys getting raided, but somebody telling you, yo, you got punished because of blah blah blah. But the good news, aha, aha, once you get in your right mind, the nations will say, yeah, they just go now. They're going now. And Yah gets even deeper because we get further. Our shepherds, mind you, these prophets are our shepherds, trying to keep us in line. But we still, as a whole, our forefathers still needed to get punished for the whoredom that they did. And it was deep. If it bothered a God, it was deep. Like the God, it was deep because it was His. It was His. It was a part I read where He said, "Yo, I found you. Your father was a came out of Canaanite. Your people were poor. I dressed you. I hooked you up. I made you somebody. I made you amongst the nations. And this is how you treat me." Man, I damn near fell out when you take it in like that. Because remember, before all of these nations, you talk about Abraham. If you won't even go to Adam, Adam wasn't even the biggest in the. He was just there to protect the garden. It was beings on day 6. We can't forget that. So there was things already ahead of him, already in tune with the world. They could be the unclean spirits because they had that much power. These beings was the children of the Most High. So yeah, flying, that's nothing for them. Eating from here, they could eat whatever. Nothing could hurt them. Those beings, that's why they had to wash them away. They forgot. They probably got arrogant too. I don't know. I don't want to know because I don't want to follow them. I don't want to be like, oh man, we nice and da 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 da. Oh man, blah blah blah. We're only nice because the Most High did that. We can't forget that. So when you get in tune, if you can see him connect, if you can see him take a star or a little dust mite to have you pay attention to something, that's a moment in his name. If you in a game, oh, something connects with something, oh, Ben, you know what? I got to do this, da, 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 da. That's a moment. Only you start getting in tune with that, the nations will follow your seed. You, we had that. We can have it. It's part of our inheritance. It's our superpower. The remnant still wins, guys. We suffer. Don't get me wrong. Because Yahya is talking about those that he came to heal. Those sheep that were lost, not the ones that were on their path. We're going to meet him at the gate, gentlemen. Stay on the path. Let's not give him more work to do. Let's not make his job harder. Let's be up ready with all our full battle rattle on. Let's go. Strap on your chin strap, your helmet every morning. Put it on. Because now you're conscious. You fighting in your sleep too. Don't get me wrong. You dreams and all that stuff you have, and there's things going on because that's another universe. I'm not gonna open that door right now. That's for another story. That's another dimension. But when you start to understand, like when you start taking the scariness out of it, the magical words out of it, you start to understand, like, whoa, so Marvel may be onto something. Yeah, because these dudes are reading the book. They're just reading the other part of it too. The Talmud part, right? That's the part that goes into. That's the part they're perpetuating now. That's the part that got caught in with Baal, right? That's the part that got confused with Molech, right? Those are the ones that got perverse. Those priests, those leaders, yeah, they was writing books too. They was writing that experience, how they felt, how they got the power too. Remember, Saul had seers too. They just couldn't see the Most High, his vision. In voodoo, we gonna act like we don't know him, man, like we crazy. We got family members that practice the same stuff that was then. Trying to act like it's new. Oh, it's no, it's Cuban voodoo. It's Constantine. No, it's the same Babylonian mystery school system. Egyptian, I mean, what they call it? They call it Babylonian. What is it? Kemetic Babylonian principle. They remembered the mighty men. They're still paying reverence to those beings. Now, not the Nephilim. They paying. I mean, yeah, the Nephilim. They paying homage to those, not the babies that they made, not the giants. They're connecting with those people. And no matter how they cut it, how they try to lie to you, it's the same group. Those fallen ruined a lot of people, but they birthed a lot of people. Meaning they ruined themselves getting out the Most High, but they birthed them. Those are their children. They're gonna do what their dad do. They're gonna follow in their parents' footsteps. So what we doing is gonna echo throughout time. You're being watched, gentlemen. If you guys are sliding one into your sock, I used to tell my soldiers that. If you're rubbing one off in your socks, the Most High is gonna watch it. You're gonna have to answer for that. When He made a woman for you, you didn't have to do that, right? You didn't have to waste those seeds. But some of the seeds are not even ours; they're for the Most High. You think you think we would have a big if they would just let that slide on the floor? You think without a little killer pool, he's like, man, let me aim that in her hair. No, there's a reason for this. They were saying, I'm gonna end with this. They were saying out of 100, no, out of 1 billion people that died, there may be 50 people that could get into the kingdom. Out of 1 billion. So think about what you're doing, gentlemen. Because the things you're doing, it could be worth your very life, your very soul. I'm just saying, walk in the law. They try to scare you to get outside the law, but like their perverse thing is more archaic and barbaric than walking in the law. No, I'm not going to mess with children. No, I don't want to be with a man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I slept with Uncle Marvin and Uncle Woody, foot to head. I didn't even like the way their feet smelled. What am I doing? These guys stink. What are you talking about? Like, so the perversion, they try to make the perversion the normal. It's still perverse. You can feel it when you're clean, like just like when you could feel when you're dirty. It's on you. All right, gentlemen, on to the next. All right, did I lose you guys?
Now we're
I'm logging. Ain't gonna do
Everybody
that no
got
more. I promise.
4.
Like, nah, I'm joking.
Everybody
Limited
got
format.
4. For Sion's sake, I am not silent, and for Jerusalem's sake, I do not rest until her righteousness goes forth as brightness, and her deliverance as a lamp that burns. And the nations shall see your righteousness, and all sovereigns your esteem. And you shall be called by a new name, which the mouth of Yahweh designates. And you shall be a crown of comeliness in the hand of Yahweh, and a royal headdress in the hand of your Elohim. No longer are you called forsaken, and no longer is your land called deserted, but you shall be called Hephzibah, and your land married, for Yahweh shall delight in you, and your land be married.
whereas a young man marries a maiden, so you shall your so shall your sons marry you. And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall Elohim rejoice over you. I have set watchmen on your walls, O Yerushalayim, all the day and all the night, continually. We are not silent. Ye who remember Yahweh, give yourselves no rest, and give him no rest till he establishes, until he makes Yerushalayim a praise in the earth. Yahweh has sworn by his right hand, and by the arm of his strength. No more do I give you grain to be food for your enemies, nor do sons of the foreigner drink your new wine, through which ye have labored.
But those gathering it shall eat it and praise Yahuwah, and those collecting it shall drink it in my set apart courts. Pass through, pass through the gates, prepare the way for the people, build up, build up the highway, remove the stones, lift up a banner for the peoples. See, Yahuwah has proclaimed to the end of the earth, say to the daughter of Zion, see, your deliverance has come. His reward is with him, and his work is before him, and they shall be called the set apart people, the redeemed of Yahuwah, and you shall be called sought out, a city not forsaken.
I'm soaking that one in.
Okay. I'm it's that's fine. Okay, I'm looking up just in our detective mode. It was a saying, it was a statement in Yeshayah, Yeshayah 62 in the fourth verse, right? and caught me. It says, no longer are you called forsaking, no longer is your land called deserted. You shall be called Hesper, and your land married, for Yahuwah delights in you, and your land be married. So I snuck across and looked up what Hesper is, and it's Hespa is a wonderful name for a girl who is expected to be great because the Lord delights in her and he has favor with her abundant wealth, which is undefiable. The origin is from the Hebrew race, and details of the name can be found in the book of prophet Isaiah 62 and the book second in the second Kings 21. So with that vision or what that helped me see, right? Like I was talking about Mima's friend, right? Not to make it just something about us, but just something we can understand. Mima's friend described her the way her friend described she will be a Hespa, like a woman that you know she's gonna get married, you know she's gonna be great, and people still talk about Mima's accomplishments on that level. She was a woman meant to be married. In that's what, as a people, we will be to the Most High. The Yaya will be tied. Like we won't have Zeus coming around to mess with us. We have a right, decent deity, a leader, a God. It's super dope how we're in the future, beginning and end at the same time. And mind you, y'all, they're catching heck while they're understanding this, right? In the time of you look up what was going on in the time of Isaiah, they were catching heck. If you ever take the time to be like, hey, what was that time period? Because if you can just imagine the worst kind of famines, the worst kind of seizures. That's why like right now, there's things that they're going through. It's nothing. We're in a state of just chill, right? Not just chill. I'm sorry, there's a better term for it. Grace. But there were people catching it, mm. And it's crazy because he was a prophet. Isaiah served as a prophet in Jerusalem for about 40 years, approximately 740 to 701 BC. During the reigns of Uzziah, Uzziah, Jotham, Azariah, Ezekiah, Manasseh of the southern kingdom of Judah. Isaiah was married and had at least two sons. So, mind you, they're in that part, and the northern kingdom is going. They're gone. When you soak that in, understand there's a time period they're going through. Like right now, like we're not even paying attention to the time period we're going to because there's two. There's one that we know, right? And there's one that somebody else is writing a narrative. And what you mean by that, man? Okay. There's a real us. There's us that love family and remember where we at, right? And there's a Hollywood us. We're gangsters, we're bloods, we're crips, we're all drug dealers, right? One gets put in a capsule, like, man, I want to know what happened in 1996. What was going on there? Oh man, Nas, everything must have been a drug fest for black people because that's what somebody's narrative is. There's actually videos, right? There's you can go on YouTube and look at what happened, videos of the 90s, rap music of the 90s, concerts, whatever. It's that narrative. They're not talking about our family though. we will be talking about our family. So if we was to write notebooks and talk about what we did, big did, it almost be like this two. They were in two separate places, two different Americas. There was this national America where they were doing all this weird stuff, but then there's just us doing what we do. We wasn't into all that, right? Like there'll be America where were you when Obama was the first gay president? We're like, we didn't pay attention to that. We were here, but what can you contribute to that? What can you say? Or another world in a world, right? That they can hold. Um, where were you when such and such won the Super Bowl? You were 19 years old, and Big, you were 20 something years old. I mean, you guys were here. It wasn't your world. That didn't concern you. So now, but just imagine us talking, right? There's heck going on in the States, from what we're hearing, but it's not affecting you. Chicago kids getting shot, da da da. DC, I mean, Baltimore, but no, it's not me. I'm here. I'm PG. I'm in Silver Spring. I'm chilling. It's safe. Don't worry. The Most High put a sheet of protection over his, so long as we stay in that mode. In our right mind, a woman needed to be kept, or people needed to be kept. Sheep needed to be protected. And so that's all I was trying to help Glitch. Glitch, if you're not worthy, your woman ain't gonna be worthy. Build yourself up first. But the butts, the backsliding, that's the ego. That's the demon. That demon could make it harder for you. It gives you reason why you shouldn't. Some of my when I gotta read and when I say I got to because I'm making myself right because I want to be high up there. I want y'all to be like, yo, hold on, man, let them in, man. They my boys, man. They come with me, man. That's what I want in the kingdom. Like, man, yeah, them two, them two, just them two, okay? Yeah, please, it's those boys right there. They my boys. They, come on, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got secret clearance to work for the Most High. I want that kind of energy, right? I got the badge for the Most High, right? So like, yeah, you have to be able to see those things in your people. Maybe not. Y'all don't even have to touch it, but learn how to keep it away from you. It's just looking to add you into that party. So yeah, it was man. Because I wasn't worried about him as a person. It was his demon, and I could tell when his demon touched me because his demon excites me. That's when I have to take back control. When I'm getting agitated now, it's like, okay, you know what? I see my demon. Let me stop him because I don't want brothers to be divided. I want us to be clear. And if if the Most High is giving me a chance to practice with sheep, practice with people to lead, I don't want to do a bad job. You get a little bit, you do good with a little bit, you get more. If I'm gonna lead hundreds, armies, if I want that in the kingdom, I gotta practice here. We gotta practice here. No point in hiding our talents, gentlemen. All right, on to the next, baby. Party moving. Don't be hiding your talents, your gifts. Don't hide your gifts, guys. Don't hide it. Be afraid of it.
Anyone wanna?
Think I got you by Judge. I think everybody gonna have wait, two people gonna have five, one person gonna have four.
Mm,
Huh?
I got that wrong.
I think it's 776.
Seven?
Later.
Okay, I got that wrong.
Are we all
Or
on
it's
63?
665.
Okay, I'm off.
667.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I messed that up. Yeah, I see why I messed up. I'm definitely not getting
Take
seven
it
for that mess
away,
up.
Queen Rich.
Wait, we're going Let him get the 7.
You got the 7, big.
I thought you was getting it because he messed up.
I'll take it.
So, you know. Who is
You can
this
give him the
coming
Man,
from
seven.
Edom? Huh?
I said we can give him the seven since he got three on that first verse that we read today.
I did bad. You give the person that did good the best ones. I get it next time, dog.
Who is
It's
coming
up to
from
you.
Edom with garments of glowing colors from Bozrah? Who is robed in splendor, striding forward in the greatness of his strength? It is I who speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Why is there red on your raiment, and your garments like one who treads in the winepress? I have trodden in the winepress alone from the peoples, no one was with me. And I trod them down in my displeasure, and I trampled them in my wrath. Their blood is sprinkled upon my garments, and I have defiled all my raiment. For a day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed has come. And I looked, but there was none helping, and I was astonished that there was none upholding. So my own arm saved for me, and my wrath upheld me. And I trod down peoples in my displeasure, and made them drunk in my wrath, and brought down their strength to earth. Let me recount the loving commitments of Yahweh in the praises of Yahweh according to all that Yahweh has done for us, and the great goodness toward the house of Israel, which he has done for them according to his compassion and according to his many loving commitments.
He said, "They are my people, children who do not act falsely." And he became their savior. In all their distress, he was distressed, and the messenger of his presence saved them. In his love and in his compassion, he redeemed them, and he lifted them up and carried them all the days of old. But they rebelled and grieved. Yeah, they rebelled and grieved his set apart spirit. So he turned against them as an enemy, and he fought against them. Then he remembered the days of old Moshe, his people. Where is he who brought them out of the sea with the shepherd of his flock? Where is he who put his set apart spirit within him, who led them by the right hand of Moshe with his comely arm, dividing the water before them to make for himself an everlasting name, who led them through the deep like a horse in the wilderness? They did not stumble.
As the beast goes down into the valley, and the spirit of Yahuwah calls him to rest, so you led your people to make yourself a common name. Look down from the heavens and see, for you're set apart in your comely dwellings, where you are adorned and your might, the stirring of your inward parts and your compassions towards me. Are they withheld? For you are our Father, through Abraham, though Abraham does not know us, and Israel does not recognize us. O you, O Yahuwah, our Father, our Redeemer, your name is from old. O Yahuwah, why do you make us stray from your ways and harden our hearts from your fear? Turn back for the sake of your servants and the tribes of your inheritance. For a little while, your set apart people possess it. Our adversaries have trodden down your set apart place. We have become like those whom you never ruled. Your name is not called on them. Wow, this one is heavy. It's almost, I see, okay, I see why a lot of Christians got confused. And I'm not calling people out or anything, and I know we're being recorded, but just talking truth, where they attempt to mix, like, who's the father? Oh, he's the father, son, and the set apart. He's all of that. this right here has components of all of it. Like you can see the Most High's part, right? You can see Yaya's part. You can see our part. I think we what we don't look into deeper is that it's a kingdom. He's coming with a court, right? He's coming. The sons of okay, this we're sons of man, or sometimes sons of Adam, right? The highest of us are sons of man. Son of man. It's almost like woman. Like that's the highest of us, right? Like if they're children with the breast cutter, we are even more children. You know what I'm saying? With our ping ping running, right? We're little boys, just our ping ping running, right? In that realm of things, we're babies in that scheme of things. Because there's like, mind you, there's a part. Remember we read that in Job. Like he called his son, and Satan was part of the sons that he called. And he said, "Hey, where you been at?" He said, "To and fro." Right? They was talking about Job. You know what I'm saying? Like so there's remember I keep saying this. If God there's beings way way like way yeah. Once you start getting those information, don't think they're like mutants or X-Men or anything of that nature. Right? They're the ones that's not supposed to be here yet. Like we will be those super beings, but not yet. Not with this kind. That's like giving a baby a gun. So in Revelation, they had to mind you. In Revelation, there was people there. Most High had his crew. Like you just think, oh, Most High, yeah, and it said no. I don't know where in the Jew store loving creation of Baphomet and what's that other guy named Nimrod, right? I don't know what in the Nimrod you thought that is, but they tell you. You just gotta read it. They describe 24 elders. They describe four, like his four bodyguards, right? They go with him. Like, no, when they telling you this, if they were to tell you how they look, you'd be like, oh, that's scary. It had it had a head of a lion, head of a man, head of an ox, head of a screaming eagle, eyes all over it. It's six wings, eyes all over. In the machine the Most High move around with, when they saw him over top, when they see him, right, in his machine, or how it looks like a wheel in a wheel moving around, like how they try to show in the Son of Game of Thrones, like they trying to replicate what somebody else is telling you. They're like, how's that possible? But that's and the four cherubims, they're protecting him. They got they're his. Then you go to the 24 elders, the 24, like you go to eight, like it's so beautiful how they describe this regal being, his train, like his robe, like like when we wear our garments, like when we wear armor for battle, we don't put the train on, but like we royalty, when we in garrison, when we in the king, we could run with our trains, right? Like our little latch just to put our train. It says train looks like a seat, like a they try to replicate his rainbow. That's what when you see him, that's what's around his aura. It's a fire. Like when they describe him like he's a fire. How do you? I digress. Like the glory of the Most High. They explain that. They have to use colors like sapphire. His throne chair sapphire, but he's the color of like Arden stone. Like what? Like you don't even describe a person. I don't even know what that is. Or like I can't even imagine how you would draw that. And to think that this is the only setup, like two arms, two legs, one head, and that's it. No. Yeah, they're gonna look like aliens to us. Because that's all they teach us. Our aliens. Yeah, yeah. But who's gonna come first, right? The lies and the BS come first. So it's gonna be the Nephilim, the seeds of the disembodied spirits, or what we'll call the demons, will come first as aliens or as teachers of man. They get us going down the wrong path, start spreading the blasphemy. Like, man, probably tell you whatever. There's a being coming after us, man. He too strict, man. He got problems, man. Let me get some of your kids, man. I need to eat one of your kids every once in a while to give you power, though. To give you power, right? You gonna be like, okay, new angel. No, it's the same old Molech. It's the same old Baal. You just want to call him Cyrus today, right? Or Zeus tomorrow, or Saturn, da da da. And when you read about these people, yeah, they was eating people, they was eating children, they were nasty people, but they try to make them sound like they were beautiful, and then talk about the wrath of the Most High when he was hurt. These people do it just because, and then not even when the Most High is punishing him. At the same time, I've never known. I can't even. I'm a parent, and I don't even know how to do this. Why are you beating your child? Disciplining your child. You're letting them know about a beautiful future when they're good. At the same time, you're beating them. Who can do that? And it's deeper. Like, it's deeper. They talk about the worlds before. Like, yeah, there was worlds before it. This is just a section. There's worlds, guys. There's worlds. I just don't want y'all to be closed minded. On to the next one. Just think it's not. Don't just think it's us. Like, you're not the only state. You're not the only city. Think about it like that. There's other cities in the United of States, right? And there's other states in the United of States, right? There's other countries in the North America. There's other worlds, guys. I don't want them to show it to y'all. Y'all be like, oh my God, they're right. It's aliens. Be prepared for that because it may hit your lifetime.
Didn't they already announced aliens?
They're letting you. Yeah, they have to. They have to. They have to. Because every iteration, these set apart creatures are building anti man. They're working on their anti Christ. They're working on an anti Messiah, but they've been working on anti man. This hybridization, like, guys, I want y'all to really understand how perverse these people was. That's why the Most High was telling us not to do these things. They were like, you think, oh man, you rat DNA and da, da, da. You think that's new? Then we did lab tests on mice, and there's people actually splicing these things together, creating hybrids. They want to do what the Nephilim did. You think Lino and Thundercats or something? No, create. No, these are visions. These probably were beings that was running around here. They had that much into. They knew how to, like, make up. They talk about armor and all that stuff, making weapons for men. How to penetrate a kid. And mind you, they're still learning that. It's still that Oppenheimer. That's them. That's their spirit in that. Where he could say, "Behold, I'm the destroyer of worlds." He said that. He's a destroyer of worlds. A being said that before him. Guess what is that being? It was one of the I don't want to misquote it. But if it was not Nimrod, it was somebody on that level. Or Napoleon or somebody. Somebody that was a destroyer of worlds. The Kali Ma, the Indian goddess. There's a mother of this, like, she needs to drink blood. The one that's why when people stick their tongue out, they paying reverence to her. There's a marine kingdom. They're gonna be like, man, aliens came from out of. They trying to sell you that with kaiju's. They came from up out of the water. They trying to prepare you. There's gonna be people with awesome gifts. You're gonna think they're demigods. They're gonna think no demigods. Remember they talking about Hercules? That's product of that would be called a giant or a mighty man. And they telling you, yeah, we did that. I sat through a whole presentation where this guy was talking about like, man, there's the likeness between what was in the Bible and what the story of Gilgamesh. I was like, wait a minute, you mean I have to get on this comment? I was like, you mean Gilgamesh? The one that was he was walking with a satyr. If you know what a satyr is, it's a half man, half goat. It's in the verse. The man part is up top, the goat part is down the bottom, named Anki or something like that, like a sidekick. And that was his wife. So he was sleeping with. It was not only bestiality. It was gay. I don't even know how to explain it. You didn't even sleep with the woman version of this thing. You slept with the man version of this thing. That was his lover and confidant. But they took all of that out to try to make him sound like Moses. You evil blasphemers. No, get that's to let you know. Okay, so that's the so scripture got to be right then. It was a flood. You agreeing there was a flood? Yeah, there was a flood, but I think they took the story from Gilgamesh because no, there was no part of this Gilgamesh because when you read the real Gilgamesh story, and I had to read through that stupid stuff, yes, that was his lover. So miss me with that. We don't even do that here. If it is, it's an abomination because we know by nature that leads to nothing. But the perversion of the fallen, yeah, because they just like the feeling of lust. Oh, I just want to be like poor baby Chocho when he just liked the feeling, the energy. So it's anything. But he's a dog. Okay. Now imagine if we had that mentality. They keep forgetting about the part of Nebuchadnezzar, right? Everybody loved to forget about this part. But he was punished. The Most High sent him to go punish his people. So he knew about the Most High. He got too wild and out of control. He lost it. All of it. They would when they start telling you about these kings that's supposed to be like the kings of the Bible. No, you start to see like, okay, these people had a moment with the Most High because they were meant to do something. But they not. No, they not the children. They not the ones he protect. They not the ones of the book that is going to be in the book of life for what they did. They could be sojourners. They could come in and be a part of it and be treated like one of the children. Oh, but you're not going to get what's for the babies. No, stop playing. Stop playing. It ain't happening, bro. Chill out, Slick. All right, baby. Slide off on to the next, baby.
We all get four.
Touchdown.
Take it away.
Oh, that you would tear the heavens open, come down, that mountains will shall shake before you, as when fire burns twigs, as fire makes water boil, to make your name known to your adversaries, so that nations tremble before you. When you did awesome matters which we did not expect, you came down, mountains did shake before you. Since the beginning of ages they have not heard nor perceived by the ear, nor has the eye seen any Elohim besides you who acts for those who wait for him.
You shall meet him who rejoices and does righteousness, who remembers you and your ways. See, you were wroth when we sinned in them a long time. And should we be saved? And all of us have become as one unclean, and all our righteousnesses are as soiled rags, and all of us fade like a leaf. Our crookednesses, like the wind, have taken us away. And there is no one who calls on your name, stirs himself up to be strengthened in you. For you have hidden your face from us, and have consumed us because of our crookedness. And now, O Yahweh, You are our Father. We are the clay, and you are our potter, and we are all the work of your hand.
Do not be wroth, O Yahuwah. Remember crookedness forever, nor remember crookedness forever. See, please look, all of us are your people. Your set apart cities have become a wilderness. Zion has become a wilderness. Jerusalem, a waste. Our set apart and comely house, where our fathers praise you, has been burnt up with fire, and all that we treasures have become a ruin. In view of all this, you will restrain yourself. Would you restrain yourself, O Yahuwah? Would you keep silent and afflict us beyond measure?
Sucking that one in.
Yeah, I'm soaking that one into.
This is self-explanatory because of what's going on in that time period, right? But I just want to remind myself the Most High is talking through Yeshayah at this time, right? Or Yeshayah, he's talking to him, and that person, he's the set apart high priest. The kings are doing what they're doing. So, like, remember in Kings, and they were talking about how these kings failed, and it's written in the book. These were people that was saying around that time, like, y'all chill. Okay. Because remember, they putting this king came in. He was like, yeah, we'll put this out. This one came out, tore it up. This one put it on. That, okay. Mind you, there were people. So that way we don't get confused as his babies. There were people that was like, at that time, like, guys, repent, change your ways. So all in the beginning, like we're at the end. We're at the part where it's like, okay, but most of that beginning, at least 80% of this whole book, book of Yeshayah, Yeshayah, help me with that big pronunciation. I'm being very American right now.
Yeshayah.
All that time. This is his book around that same time. So remember we was talking about like Obama and blah blah blah. We if we're writing on our own book around that time, okay, Obama could have been doing this, but what are we doing? Are we gonna start celebrating gay pride? Oh, there was a gay pride march, but are we gonna go there? Right? This is happening in real time with y'all. Oh man, Juneteenth. Oh, Christmas. Are we gonna go get a tree? His children, his set apart. Are we gonna make him more angry at us? Are we gonna go whole for? We're gonna be whores for Santa Claus? Huh? You gonna drop like it's hot for a Christmas box? Huh? You gonna start as a man? I'm talking to the men first because there's men switching for jobs. Switch. I don't even know the word anymore. Twerking for jobs, and all the job is a servant. So that's what. Oh man, it was for my job, Yahshua. I didn't want to call him Jesus no more because I found out that us is all Greek. Everything us, Prometheus, Zeus, Dionysus, such as us, all is going back to Zeus. That's all his children, all of them. Jesus, that's what his name is in Spanish or in Latin. So no more praises to him. Sorry, sorry. And I want to wash that away from our family because we didn't know any better. Mima didn't know any better.
Wait, you said his name was Jesus? That's
In
good.
Latin,
So,
in the Latin, my friend, in the Latin.
yeah, I knew it was Zeus all along. So,
All along. But see how easy they could trick us, his children? Well, not these ones, not these boys over here, not these three. not these three right here, but the us. So when we talking about the us, we can't just be like, yeah, me. What about Bones? Well, what about Micah, right? What about those? They not the us too, right? They not the bigger versions of us. We're not coming in to see how we can sneak in the set apart work to make sure that they straight. We're not gonna drop the line every once in a while. Oh, we're just gonna let them run wild, huh? What kind of shepherd are you? Oh, you got these soldiers and they just running. They don't even know, like, okay, because my soldiers know there's certain thing they don't even bring up to me no more. Oh man, you think you high and mighty? Oh no, man, you always want to be right. That's what the beef I was getting. And I'm talking to older men, like they're children. No, sir, I don't want to be right. I just want to be righteous, wise and righteous. These
Hey,
old
not
men are acting like Sadducees. In fact, like they're giving me that same pushback that they was giving our King Yaya. I'm like, look, I'm here to save us. But if the us only means us three, we get in a boat, we lock that thing up, and we ride this out. Tell Chocho don't mess with the animals; they might eat him. Right? We gotta be ready for that because we'll shut the world off. Hey, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not of this world because I know there's a better one you're making. He's making it as we speak. Right under, like, it's crazy. It wasn't until I saw Pooh and the virtual thing, it snapped in my head one day. I'm driving and I'm still remember that picture. I think we're going to Pooh and I was going to go see Kennard. We were going from Uncle Johnny's little office in the whole. He wanted to pretend like he was big money. I love my. He lives in a fantasy. Anyway, I'm not gonna even open that door. He's acting, and it's this. Okay, I'm not gonna open that. Who had his phone open, and is a man. I'm like, what is he doing? He's like a virtual world. The Most High. I'm not gonna talk. There's a world. There's a spirit realm that's we're building into the spirit realm, and we all. There's certain people that could see it, seers, dreamers. If you're not a seer of the Most High, I don't even want to know you. These are the seers. Help me with the pronunciation against Big. I don't want to mess up the man's name.
Yeshayah.
He was so he had the blood. Like if you study who he was, he just didn't come out of nowhere. He was of the blood. He was of the bloodline, the lineage of high priest, priestly kings. He led that way. The other kings just they they led the physical part. I got it, and they I can't. I'm not apologizing for them, but you seen where they failed. You see where they was like, well, let's go conceit, go talk to the oracle. What oracle are you talking about? It's only the Most High you need. Well, we need to go talk to the oracle to find out. Let's shake the magic 8 ball. Let's go talk to the Ouija board. What else they be doing that we be doing outside it? Uh, let's go check out a palm reader. You tell me my lucky horoscope numbers, the horoscopes. Another one. Now you're not only a person, you are a what is it? Who you'll be like a blind lady or a scale. You'll be a scale, right? Big, you would have been like, what is it? What is your birthday? It's what is it for yours? I don't even know these things anymore, right? I would be like a cow, right? The spirit of a cow, or the Taurus. But that Taurus, remember, there's a us behind it, came from a Greek god system, a star system, where they start praising the stars. Oh man, we're talking about the constellations. They started to read the patterns that the Most High left in the stars. Stargazers, that's all it was. But they made a house for each of these. That's why there's people in Africa that be like, yeah, we came from the Sirius stars, because those were how you think the Nephilim came down? How you think they talk to you? What do you think the whispers in the waves and the oceans really was? Digress. Can't let them take over. You can't let them get to your primal rate. The primal. This is where they want to attack you when you don't know. They're gonna hit up all your people when they don't know. It's better to get you now. I want to be funny, y'all, right? Because we this is family we talking about. This is what I was trying to tell the glitch, and I hope you guys hear me. But there was a point where I came back from war, and my mind was not in the right headspace. I saw too much, and I physically saw when I went back, came home, I went back, and I physically saw when I brought the demons into the house. When I mean by demons, right? I had attracted all the demons I collected on tour and brought it home and put it on my wife at that time and then left her alone. So when I tell you as men, you need to lord over your house. I don't say you got to be animals or you got to be ferocious lions in your home, but you need to be a lion nonetheless. The woman need to seek your advice. She need to come to you like how we come to Yahya or the Most High. And if it's not that way, she's not your woman. It could be a friend that lives with you. It could be a partner, a person, but she's not your sheep. Because if it is, you're leading that sheep astray. There's no point in having sheep if they don't. There's no point in having a dog if your dog's not listening to you. And people are like, man, you want to talk bad about women? I'm talking about order. There's no point in having children if they're going to be rebellious. What's the point? It's no good for you. Let's say you guys have beautiful boys, and these beautiful boys end up to be gay criminals in prison. What did we do? We just gave children to Molech. We just gave children to Baal. What did we do? We just put more soldiers in the army of Satan. How us as men, fathers, future leaders, this is what we did with our sheep? This is what came out of our camp? Oh, that's not a good look there. On to the next, my friends. Oh, we got meat on this potato. That's
What's your
seven.
favorite number, Dave?
Yeet.
That's
So
eight.
now you have to read the entire verse. Like,
uh, then you get the nine, and we'll get the eight.
Alright. I have let myself be inquired of, not by those who asked. I was found, not by those who sought me. I said, here I am, to a nation not calling on my name. I have held out my hands all day long to a stubborn people who
Mm.
walk in a way that is not good after their own thoughts. The people who provoke me continually to my face, who slaughter in the gardens and burn incense on the slaughter places of brick, who sit among the burial sites and spend the night in secret places, who eat flesh of pigs, and the broth of unclean meat is in their pots.
Mm.
Who say, keep to yourself, do not come near me, for I am set apart to you. These are smoke in my nostrils, a fire that burns all day. See, it is written before me, I am not silent, but shall repay, and I shall repay into their bosom.
Mm.
Your crookedness and the crookedness of your fathers together, said Yahweh, who burned incense on the mountains and reproached me on the hills, and I shall measure their former work into their bosom. Thus said Yahweh, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one shall say, do not destroy it, for there is a blessing in it. So I do for my servant's sake, not to destroy them all. And I shall bring forth a seed from Jacob and from Yehuda, an heir of my mountains, and my chosen ones shall inherit it, and my servants dwell there.
And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and Sharon, and the valley of Kor, a place for herds to lie down, for my people who have, excuse me, who have sought me. But you are those who forsake Yahweh, who forget my set apart mountain, who prepare a table for Gad. That kind of sounds like God. And, and who fill a drink offering for many. And I shall allot you, and I shall allot you to the sword, and let you all bow down to the slaughter, because I called and you did not answer. I spoke and you did not hear, and you did evil before my eyes, and chose that in which I did not delight. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh: See my servants eat, but you hunger. See my servants drink, but you thirst. See my servants rejoice, but you are put to shame. See my servants sing for joy of heart, but you cry for sorrow of heart, and wail for breaking of spirit. And you shall leave your name as a curse to my chosen. For the Master Yahweh shall put you to death, and call his servants by another name, so that he who blesses himself in the earth does bless himself in the Elohim of the truth, in the Elohim of truth. And he who swears in the earth does swear by the Elohim of truth, because the former distresses shall be forgotten, and because they shall be hidden from my eyes. For look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come to heart.
But be glad and rejoice forever in what I created. But look, I created Yeshayah, a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I shall rejoice in Jerusalem, and shall join in my people. Let the voice of weeping no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. No more is an infant from there going to live but a few days, nor an old man who does not complete it, nor an old man who does not complete his days. For the youth dies 100 years old, but the sinner begins 100 years old shall be lightly esteemed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and plant vineyards and eat their fruits. They shall not build any, they shall not build and another inhabitant, and another inhabit. Okay. They shall not plant and another eats. For the days of my people are going to be as the days of a tree, and my chosen one outlive the work of their hands. And they shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth children, nor for trouble. For they are the seed of the blessed of Yahuwah. They are the offsprings with they and their offsprings with them. And it shall be that before they call, I answer. And while they are still speaking, I hear. Wolf and lamb feed together, lion eats straws as an ox, and dust is the snake's food. They shall do no evil, nor destroy in all my set apart mountains, says Yahuwah.
I think Yahweh was just showing his power here.
Break that down. Unpack that. In what way, sir?
We lost him.
I mean, he's
Segment.
basically saying what he'll do.
Facts. True.
Nah, I'm sure you like. I don't know if you read it before, but it was funny how you're like talking about the Most High creating a new Earth, and then boom, there it is, right there.
The heart. Thank you. You took the words right out my mouth. You took the words right out my mouth. Right. And I'm not making. This is what he promised us. But you see it permeate, and for those that start to get it, get it. That's when Yahya comes back for his iteration. Because mind you, there's people that still don't get it to this day. Let's be fair. Out of the billion, 50. And it's sad. It's like, dang, there should be more. But hey, we go what we have. I fear that there's not going to be enough of us. All that we're about to have. I want to jump into something you said in the Yeshayah, the 65th chapter, in the 11th verse, right? It says, but you are those who forsake Yahuwah, who forget my set apart mountain, who prepare a table for Gad, and who fills a drink offering for Meni, right? This is what I'm telling you where this is how evil some of them people are. Choop, you said it. I thought you was gonna bring that back up, but I like what you brought up. Because the term for our deities that we don't know, if we don't know their names, is we call them God. What if this deity hid himself in that chain, just took the A out and put the O? So now every time you're saying God, you are preparing a table for him. And every time oh, it's all about the money. It sounds like money.
Yeah.
All right.
But you see how evil these wicked beings are? It'd be fair if they told you, okay, this came with that. Okay, I got you. Now you could tell what every animal is in the wilderness, in the spirit realm, right? They don't do that. They don't say, man, we got these. Nobody, they work secret occults. They the same thing. They hide it. You're gonna see the difference between that when you compare and read King David. You could, I mean, the King James. You could see where they started trying to touch things. Well, let me take out the word Yahweh, Yahuwah, and let me just put the word Lord. Because guess who else can be Lord? Ba, Gad, Money. So you can't. They try to act like, ah, oh, man, yeah, that can't be. The Bible's a comic book, man. So well, why is your people the people that started your institutions? Because none of this ever talked about a college. I didn't hear nobody talk about a day, man. We had to go to college or biblical school. No, you were born into that. And whether you did the right thing, it was you. So this is an individual. You as the man made those decisions. And the more you can get that, the more you can get in tune with that, the better you live your life because you'll start making better decisions from early. You won't have to have mistakes. We're learning from other people's mistakes, but they don't want us to learn from other people's mistakes. That's why they kept certain parts of the books away from us. They try to make the book too expensive. They try to make it boring. It's corny. My inner demons, sometimes when I'm reading in the morning, they try to make me like, ah, oh, man, I'm tired, man. I don't want to be, man. I want to go back to bed, man. I have to smack the snot out that inner demon. This is why I tell you I can't go away from the Most High. He says, Yeshayah, 65th chapter, second verse. No, I'm sorry, first verse. He let off. He said, I have let myself be inquired of, not by those who ask. I was found, not by those who sought me. I said, here I
I'm
am.
back. You keep talking now.
Here I am to a nation not calling on my name. I have held out my hands all day long to a stubborn people who walked in a way that's not good after their own thoughts. If that's not us today, hmm, hmm. But the beauty of the most, that's why I can't walk away from him. His hands are still stretched out to this day. He just want to make sure those of us that's getting in there, we're proven, prove our worth to be in there. That's all I got to say. Big. You want
Yeah.
to lead us out with a prayer, sir?
I mean, we might as well do the last chapter of Yeshayah.
There's one more chapter?
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, I'm back.
Perfect timing. All right. Well, we're gonna push forward and knock out. We're gonna execute chapter 66,
We
and
usually
we
only
all
read
got 8.
5.
Might as well finish strong, sir.
Oh, wait, it's the end of the whole story.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, it is the end of the book.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
And we all get 8. Thus
Take it away.
said Yahweh, the heavens are my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is this house that you built for me? And where is this place of my rest? And all these my hand made, and all these that exist, declares Yahweh. Yet to such a one I look, on him who is poor and bruised of spirit, and who trembles at my word. But whoever slays the bull strikes a man. Whoever slaughters the lamb breaks a dog's neck.
Mm.
Whoever brings a grain offering, pig's blood. Whoever burns incense blesses an idol. Indeed, they have chosen their own ways, and their being delights in their abominations. I shall also choose their punishments and bring their fears on them, because I called, but no one answered. I spoke, and they did not hear, and they did evil before my eyes, and chose what was displeasing me. Hear the word of Yahweh, you who tremble at his word, your brothers who hate you, who cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahweh be esteemed, so that we see your joy, but they are put to shame. A warring sound from the city, a voice from the heckle, the voice of Yahweh, repaying his enemies. Before she labored, she gave birth before a pain came to her. She was delivered of a male child. Who has heard the like of this? Who has seen the like of these? Is a land brought forth in one day? Is a nation born at once? For as soon as Sion labored, she gave birth to her children.
Shall I bring to birth and not give delivery? Says Yahweh. Shall I who give delivery restrain birth? Said your Elohim. Rejoice with Jerusalem and be glad with her. All ye who love her, rejoice greatly with her. All ye who mourn for her, ye feed, and shall be satisfied with the breasts of her comforts, so that ye drink deeply, and shall delight yourselves in her overflowing esteem. For thus said Yahweh, see, I am extending peace to her like a river, and the esteem of the nations a flowing stream. And ye shall feed, you shall be carried on the side, be fondled on her knees, as one
As
whom his mother comforts. Sorry, catch my breath. As one whom his mother comforts, so I comfort you. And in Jerusalem you are comforted. And you shall see, and your heart shall rejoice, and your bones flourish as tender grass. And the hand of Yahweh shall be known to his servants, and his displeasure to his enemies. For look, Yahweh comes with fire, and with his chariots, like a whirlwind to his render like a whirlwind, to render his displeasure with burning, and rebuke it with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword Yahweh shall judge all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many.
Those who set themselves apart and cleanse themselves at the guard after one in the midst, eating flesh of pigs and abominations and the mouse, are snatched away together, declares Yahuwah. And I, because of their works and their imaginations, I am coming to gather all the nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my esteem. And I shall set a sign among them, and shall send some of those who escape to the nations, Tarnish and Pul and Lud, who draw the bow, and Tubal and Yawan, the coastlands afar off, having not heard my report, nor seen my esteem. And they shall declare my esteem amongst the nation, and they shall bring all your brothers as an offering to Yahuwah out of the nations, on horses and in chariots and in litters, on mules and on camels, to my set apart mountain Yerushalayim, declares Yahuwah. And the children of Israel bring offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahuwah. And from them too I shall take for priests, for Levites, declare Yahuwah. For as the new heavens and the new earth that I make stand before me, declares Yahuwah, so your seeds and your name shall stand. And it shall be that from the new moon to new moon, and from Sabbath to Sabbath, all flesh shall come to worship me, declare Yahuwah. And they shall go forth and look upon the corpse of men who have transgressed against me. For their worms shall not die, and their fire not be quenched, and they shall be repulsive to all flesh.
See.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it too. I can't wait. I can't wait. Ooh, there's some people I gotta see to hit burning, boy. I'm like, ha ha, you ain't talking trash now, are you? You're worm food, huh? Oh, oh, I can't wait, Father. I can't wait. Let me get myself right though, so I don't be one of those people.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
You just gotta walk. You just gotta walk with stride. I had up high, gentlemen. Said from Sabbath to Sabbath, like people try to tell you, oh man, you can eat pork. I hear you. I hear you. You are right. If you choose, right, this religion of the Greeks that want to remix the Bible, you 100% right. You can do whatever you want because that's what they did. The Babylonians assimilated you. Yeah, you came in as what you are, just like the United States. You could come in as a Haitian or as a Jamaican or as a butt with your own culture, but sooner or later you start to become an American, right? You come into Babylon, sooner or later you start to become a Babylonian. Sooner or later you start to become a Grecian, right? You start to become a Sicilian, a Roman. That's why they was writing to these people like, yo, don't forget who you are. These churches, those guys that's keeping the word, we haven't forgot you. I love that part. And that's my last one. In Yeshayah 66 chapter, he says, thus says Yahuwah, the heavens are my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you built for me? And where is this place of my rest? People look that over. He says the heavens, y'all. So when you talk about distant